You know, we were going to do another Mark Sargent video with his flat earth bullshit, but after he stormed off the stage at the Flat Earther conference after Logan Paul. Does anybody know who Logan Paul is? Do you guys know who Logan Paul is?
Unfortunately, yes.
Wait,
unfortunately,
did Logan Paul go to the Flat Earth conference?
Yep,
Yes.
and he got on stage and claimed that he's a flat earther now. Which is
Because of course
scary as fuck, because he has a huge audience, and there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, Logan Paul's a flat earther. I'm a flat earther too. It's like, so let's just
God.
I got this from one of our listeners, James from Wyobraska, as he likes to sign his emails. It's our politician friend James from Nebraska, from the middle of fucking nowhere, Nebraska, who sent us this
like
link.
All of Nebraska, isn't it?
You're not wrong. There's no lie there. No lies detected. Right over here. Sent us this article from a website called Indy 100. Don't know what it is, but it looks like a news aggregating place. And it says here that it'd be Indianapolis, so Indy. So whatever. They have a flat earther who has, we all know they have completely unfounded statements that they give to us.
Of course, yeah.
But this article says, we've got a new one which will make flat earthers look like scientific geniuses. That's a big claim.
Yeah, that's a
lot you're claiming. That's a lot you're saying right there.
Back in 2012, a flat earther on the infamous Flat Earth Society forum. There's a forum?
Yes,
wait, no, it's 2012,
yes,
so it's probably a Facebook group now. They posted a mind-boggling theory that the Earth isn't round, nor is it flat. It is actually a donut shape.
Well, sure, why not? Because let's just throw all the ideas out there.
It's a torus,
What? Why? Why would that exist? Why would that exist?
Oh, he goes into detail.
Oh, good.
Please expand on this.
So the user by the name of Varuag suggested this theory after what seemed like an extended period of intense thinking. He wrote, he said, I was wondering how a theory like flat earth theory gets formed, and then I came to the conclusion that someone must have thought of the original idea. Or how about the fact that that's how, if that's what you really believe, that's what the world must be then, correct? I mean, no, never mind.
You're putting way too much thought in it.
Yeah,
no,
I'm lost.
because
you lost me on that.
I watched a Godless Engineer video the other day of people trying to replicate, like, do experiments to show like curvature of the Earth by measuring, like if you're at point A and you're going to shine a laser to point C and you want it's like 4 miles of a stretch, you can actually measure the curvature of it. And if you were to shine a laser from point A to point C, the curvature of the Earth would make it so that the light wouldn't appear where it's supposed to, because it's not going to it's going to go from A and it's going to should be up a lot higher. And these guys couldn't make the experiment work. And there was another guy's like trying to prove Earth is flat by getting a really goddamn expensive gyroscope, like laser gyroscope, that detects the spin of the Earth at 15 degrees an hour. It's spinning at 15 degrees every fucking hour, because if you divide 360 by 24, you get 15 degrees. Yeah. Anyway, this guy though, we're going back into this fucking guy. And then it must have been followed by a long series of people pointing out flaws and then readjusting the theory to iron out the flaws in the theory. So I thought it might be fun if we emulated that here. So we don't know if this guy actually believes this is true. Caveat emptor, this might not be somebody that's real. It's still fascinating to think about because this person actually has reasoning here. I will state my theory, and then we could adjust it by pointing out the flaws. So it says it is his theory. So and seeing if we could think of arguments that will counteract these flaws. I have a theory that the Earth is shaped, in fact, like a torus, a donut shape. However, light is curved, so we cannot tell.
Wait, what?
Light is curved.
Oh,
No.
Point of origin to the receptors, straight fucking line. Unless you're talking about gravimetric lensing kind of thing.
By gravity or
refracting through some medium like atmosphere or water. But
does he mean the atmosphere? Does he mean the atmosphere? Is that what he's talking?
I don't know. But that's prisming, though. That's usually not.
Yeah, that's
it's
different.
not that big of a refraction. It's not like it goes. Ooh, it's not like light. But he said, he said
light is curved.
Is curved. That was what his claim was. No.
So here's a
that doesn't work.
He created a FAQ for this. So the very first question that asks is the first question: why has nobody ever discovered the supposed hole that would be in the center of this Torus Earth? And he replies back: light bends and follows the curvature of the torus, making the hole unseeable.
Light's not the question, dude. That's light.
Yeah, let me take this beam of light and just go and bend it.
There's lots of ways that
you can bend light. There's lots
without light. Yeah, we can bend it. We can make it do all sorts of things. We see a lot of things without light. We see a lot of things that we see a lot of things in the universe. I mean, you would think we could see stars. You think we could see stars through it. Does he think that how does he think stars work?
Hang on, it gets even weirder because he says that so why anyone would believe the Earth is shaped in such a manner if light is actually curved? And he says, logically, it is possible for a torus-shaped planet to form. Citation fucking needed there.
Yeah. So no, that's not logical at all.
So we can rule out the possibility that the Earth is shaped like a torus, and therefore the hypothesis must be considered as a potential model. So how does light manage to curve? It says here, radio waves are reflected by the atmosphere, hence why we don't need to set up several towers to transmit radio waves across very long distances. It's more like they're bouncing off the ionosphere kind of thing. That's how fucking, like, a lot of radio tends to work if you're reaching shortwave kind of shit. Radio stations work like your FM stations. They work on fucking repeaters, you know? They're...
Yeah.
Antennas and... God damn it, this person.
There's
if his story was the case, a cell phone here would be able to reach somebody in India without any kind of fucking like intermediary. Nothing would be needed in the middle.
Yeah, that's
in his theory.
Craziness. What is going on here?
When we look across, light diminishes as it travels. Only no.
It can dissipate, but that depends on particles.
By the time it reaches the atmosphere, it is diminished enough to be reflected.
No, it can always be reflected. Literally always be. It's not. Does he think lasers? He thinks lasers.
All right, so we're not going to get through all of these because I can't. I just ridiculous. Fucking can't.
This is beyond ridiculous.
Diminished enough to be reflected. Does he know how mirrors work?
No, he doesn't.
So he admits
if he's serious, he doesn't know how anything works.
He admits in this FAQ here, he's like, we're already seeing a lot of flaws in this theory, but let's consider why we can always see the sky when we look up and not the other side of the planet as it would be with a Torus planet, you know? And he says, when you look up, you are decreasing the amount of distance light travels to reach the atmosphere.
No,
my eyeballs don't do anything with light.
That does not change the things that...
I'm not Cyclops.
My eyes looking at things don't change the light. They just absorb the light.
This is the same kind of person that would tend to think that the moon puts out its own light. That's what this kind of person would think. You know, it's like, no, that's reflecting light from the sun. Anyway,
the light, when you look at the light, that's not how it works.
I'm going to skip the rest of that one and move to
it's fine.
The stupid is burning. I can't.
The next one says, a question related to any flat earth theory is why no one has ever fallen off the side of the planet. And this guy says, well, gravity acts as it does in a round earth model, and people are attracted to large masses. Don't I know it? Imagine a donut. Imagine a jam donut. Gravity acts towards the jam.
Why? This guy's trolling. It's just all bullshit. This is all trolling. None of this is real.
Okay, so you want to know how this planet would have been formed? Let's do this one, and then we'll call it quits on this because God damn it.
Okay. Yeah.
He says how does Varog explain that the donut Earth was formed? And he says it is possible for two objects to orbit each other. Google binary stars. Okay, fine. We'll give you that. We'll give you that.
Yeah, okay.
This means that you have two objects moving around in an orbit, but there is nothing in the center of the orbit. As their own masses provide the weight, and I'm going to add in here, counterweight, for the centripetal force of gravity, which causes them to move in a circularish motion, if they are of the same mass.
Yeah, otherwise that orbit can be disrupted. Oh my god.
Yeah, eventually one would crash into the other. Doing
And also,
spiral
that doesn't explain a donut shape.
No, hang on. Now,
sorry.
Oh, yeah, it gets even fucking weirder. Now, it is also possible to have 3 objects orbiting each other, or 5, or 4, etc. Now, the Torus Earth was formed when a large amount of objects orbited each other like this. Just a large amount of objects. No, what kind of objects? Jam donuts?
No.
And as time went on, their gravity pulled in more space rocks and dust, and the shape grew, eventually becoming a fully formed torus. So, like, land bridges between binary stars. What the fuck?
It wouldn't work. The rotational forces necessary to overcome the gravitational pull, it just doesn't work.
And let's also talk about the fact here that we have binary stars are easy to, I shouldn't say easy, easier to put into perspective because it's one object going against another object, and they have a plane with each other where they will be orbiting around. That's fine.
Right.
The minute you throw 3 of them in there, you're still assuming that they're all going to be happening within a circle, like you're juggling kind of thing. That you're going to be doing this in a circle. You're forgetting 3D space here, where you're talking about it could be coming in from a Z-axis. You know, it could be coming in from literally any other direction.
Right.
And fucking up the entire thing that you got going on there.
Yeah, it's highly unstable. It's a highly unstable orbit. And it only really works with objects that are much more massive than a planet.
So he came up with an explanation for the North and South Pole, which might be the most flimsy excuse we've ever heard. He said, place your donut on its side. The side that touches the table is the South Pole. The side on the other side is the North Pole. Fuck you. This is trolling. It has to be.
Yeah.
This can't be real. It
has to be. It has to be because that assumes the wrong rotation as well.
I mean, he said the one that's against the table is the South Pole or the North Pole, whatever he said there.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
The pole wouldn't be against the whole fucking bottom of it. This is really fucking dumb. But that's flat earthers for you. It's hard to tell whether it's a Poe or whether it's real because people can't really believe this shit, can they? Can they really?
I don't know.
Hope not.
I'm sure they
really
do.
Hope not.